I don't have a do it for Dale shirt.
I think yours went to Claire. On this episode, I feel like she did it for Dale. She might have done Dale. And I'm like, who is this guy?
I talked to Clare and she slipped. Nothing's fair in Bachelor world.
Yeah, that's true. First off, I want to show you guys my shirt. I got a Do It For Dale shirt.
I'm pissed because he told me he ordered me one and he didn't order me one. So how unfair is it that I don't have a Do It For Dale shirt?
I think yours went to Claire. We sent
Arie
Claire one
sent her
too.
a little present. 2 Do It For Dale shirts so they could rock them when they're
And on this episode, I feel like she did it for Dale. She might have done Dale.
I think she did. First, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like.
Yes,
we're
definitely
doing
subscribe.
This every week that The Bachelorette is airing, and we'll continue to do it for future seasons too.
And for those of you that don't watch The Bachelor and follow us because of our family content, we're still going to do that too. We've just been slacking. Our family was in town. It was a great week, but we need to get caught up on that stuff too.
Yeah, we do.
So we need to bring you guys some more videos.
Yep, we'll work on it. But anyways, before this, I was telling Arie, I don't know that there were that many notable things that happened. Like, yes, there were some big things that happened this episode, but also it's like kind of like, what happened, let's move on.
Well,
like,
I mean,
that's my thought.
Yeah, we saw them get engaged, which was incredible. We saw our first one-on-one that was actually romantic instead of just awkward. The episode starts off with her talking to Chris, and you kind of see where the whole thing's going. It was very predictable the whole time, so I think that's why you feel that way.
I feel like they were just trying to show her happy ending so they can move on to the next season.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to throw any curveballs there.
I think the funniest thing in the beginning of the episode was Blake was just in like complete denial. He was like, no, it's only been a couple weeks. It's not possible. It's not possible. And then there was this moment where I didn't think Dale would propose.
Yeah.
Like, Clare's moving quick.
Okay, I have to say, we already knew that they were together before the season even started because I talked to Clare and she slipped.
But I think the point of the matter is we didn't know.
But if we
didn't know
hadn't
they were
known-
engaged.
But had we not known they were together, I think we would have been like, oh my gosh, is he going to propose to her or break up with her? I think there would have been that.
Yeah, I thought there was 2 possibilities. Not necessarily a breakup, but like let's
walk away.
Let's see where this goes and leave dating.
True.
You know?
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know.
It was very predictable the whole season, so yeah.
I thought the funny part was God, what's his name? Kenny?
Oh yeah, Kenny. Where did he come from?
Yeah, so Kenny they keep showing Kenny like talking about the different scenarios and I'm like, who is this guy?
We're like, oh, he's the boy band manager.
Okay, so I have a conspiracy theory.
What?
That Kenny goes really far with Tayshia. You think
he thinks that because they're showing a lot of him, but
yeah, why would they?
I think
show
that
him?
he is the Becca M of this upcoming season. I think he's the drama queen.
Yeah, he's a drama queen.
So they're showing him because he's the only one saying anything entertaining.
I feel like he was saying some pretty valid stuff too. I think he was like nailing it right on the head.
Yeah, I thought he was definitely being honest, and I think a lot of people could relate to that, but I think his delivery, especially when Clare came in, you know, like, it wasn't easy for her to stand up in front of that whole group of guys and be like, hey,
yeah,
I am doing this because I'm following my heart and I have to break up with all of you. I think that was probably a really stressful conversation for her, and I think for him to kind of come at her in the way that he did was a little bit aggressive.
It was, yeah.
Especially because from what we've seen, it doesn't look like they really have a relationship at all. So it felt like it just came out of a place of trying to get more TV time, in my opinion.
And I feel like the relationship she did start to build outside of Dale, all those men were very sympathetic towards her and having to address the group and leaving with Dale. They were gentlemen about it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the tide turned and everyone's like, we're happy for you and Dale.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think overall, you could see the whole episode coming a mile away. Like, there was no real, like, surprises. They tried to get you in the preview by showing her cry. But then as soon as, like, it unraveled, you knew that was not about Dale. It's about addressing the group. So
I gotta say, the only guy I really felt bad for was Chasen. Was it Chasen or Jason? The one that had the one-on-one where they like slammed the thing on the rocks.
Yeah. Talked about his feelings.
I don't know.
The therapy
like,
date.
Oh, I love him. He's like a little teddy bear, or a big teddy bear.
Yeah, he was really
because
sweet.
I feel like he probably did really like her after that.
Yeah.
It seems weird to have an attachment to the lead or whatever that early on, but once you've had a one-on-one date, you grow so much closer already. So
Yeah.
I feel like for him, he probably was already like going down that road, and then it was just cut short, and he didn't really see that coming out.
Yeah, and his date did go well. I think it just wasn't like, you know, obviously to the level of feelings that she had for Dale, but it was a pretty good date. And so you could see that how he had feelings from that point forward. It was a crazy episode. I feel like it was crazy in the way that she got engaged. Like, what? After a couple episodes? But then it was so predictable that it kind of made it like, oh, okay, yeah, we saw this coming.
Yeah.
Because the editors did such a good job of like overstating the Dale and Clare relationship.
Yeah, I think had it gone any differently, they probably would have tried to throw us for a loop at some point and not made it so obvious. But I think because the season was so short and they did have a new Bachelorette, they were like, okay, we just got to show this love story as it plays out so that we can go to the next one and give them some drama maybe.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's talk about Tayshia because I'm excited to see Tayshia. I think
she's the cutest ever.
Yeah, so
I love her.
It's funny. She like walked out of limo and she's like, "Well, now I feel like I'm not being punked. Like it feels more real right now." And I think that's something that every lead, I remember going through the same thing. I think up until I was standing there, I was kind of in disbelief and I kind of thought maybe something would happen and there would be like two people there or something. So I feel like it just kind of hit her all in that moment.
Yeah, and I felt like her speech to Chris coming in was really like respectful and mature of her to be like, I don't know where these guys are at. If they're having problems getting over Clare at this point and they're not ready to move on, then that's a conversation we can have, and maybe I'm not the right person for them, and that's something I'm open to talking about too. And I really liked that approach. Rather than her kind of worrying more about the guys liking her, it was more about the guys. From what I saw, she was concerned about how they felt more than how she felt about them feeling about her.
She's got to be pretty brave to come into the house and just sort of, I mean, it's weeks in, so they've been used to sort of the routine and all that kind of stuff, so used to being filmed, and they were like more relaxed. And she's probably gonna be the one that's kind of like tense and nervous. Because, you don't think so?
No.
Not her personality?
I don't think she would. She's like very confident, but she's also been on 2 other shows already.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it's pretty recent for her too. So she's probably used to being in front of the camera and she's like, all right, I've got this.
Yeah. I think maybe you are right on that. And I'm just really curious, like, who do you think, out of the guys that are there right now, who do you think she's gonna have a connection with? I have my prediction.
Who?
I want your prediction.
Well, selfishly, I want her to like Easy because I want to see him.
That's my prediction too.
But I don't know. I think maybe the guys like Chasen, like the big teddy bear, like sweet guys.
I always think back on John Paul Jones, so that was like her last relationship in Bachelor world.
True.
And
that's the fun guys.
So I was thinking Easy has that same kind of personality where
just kind of off the wall.
He's off the wall.
Spunky.
He's got, you know, he just keeps it light. I think on paper, those two.
We'll see. I don't know. I feel like she definitely is like a very positive, upbeat personality, so I think they'll get along well, but I don't know if there's long run if that is a good match.
Got you.
But I think they're gonna bring more guys in.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, because there's only 16.
Yeah, that's true. That's not a lot.
I feel like because she is like 8 years younger than Clare, they'll probably bring in more younger guys.
I don't know, I was just thinking like, if I were in that position, I was one of the guys that's been in the house for weeks, and now there's new guys. Is that fair?
I mean, nothing's fair in Bachelor world, is
Yeah,
it?
that's true. We want to hear your guys' predictions on who you think Tayshia will end up with. Of the guys that are left, if no other men were to come into the scene.
Personally, I think someone new is going to come in that she ends up with.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You have to also keep in mind, too, like, these men were sort of picked for Clare. They had a lot of time to curate this group of guys, and now you have a new Bachelorette. Do you think that she has that in her head, like, these guys didn't come for me, and is that going to hurt her confidence going forward.
Well, that kind of goes back to what I was saying before, I think. Like it feels like she's less concerned about herself as she is about how they feel about the situation.
Yeah. This next episode, I feel like she's gonna walk into the house and she's gonna have a great opening speech. I can see it kind of coming, and I think she's gonna field the question like, hey, if you guys are comfortable with me being the Bachelorette, great, let's move forward. But if anyone has any doubts, like, I want you to address that and like get
like
out of here.
You can go home now.
Yeah. I feel like that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want some lingering awkwardness from somebody.
But I don't think anyone's gonna go home.
You don't think so?
No, I think they're gonna be excited to see her.
Well, we're like ready for this season. Now I'm like super pumped.
I just remember the whole time I was watching that, I was saying I'm in cringe city. Why was I saying that? Oh, I do remember when Clare was sitting there waiting to be proposed to. It seemed like she was waiting for a while, which was probably actually like an hour at least in real time. And then Chris Harrison walks out and freaks her out. And she's probably thinking, oh my gosh, he's not coming. Like, so she sees him. And then he's like, I just wanted to tell you we're so proud of you. I'm like, Chris.
That was such a dirty move
for
Chris.
Not nice.
Poor girl.
Yeah, she probably had a heart attack in that moment.
She definitely had a heart attack in that moment.
Yeah, and then she got her happy ending.
I think everyone's happy. Put a bow on it. She did it for Dale. She's gone. They're happily engaged.
They get a new Bachelorette now.
They have a new Bachelorette.
The guys are happy.
Everyone's happy. We're happy. I'm excited for the next episode. You know? And plus, this took her mind off the election a little bit, which is nice. Do you have anything more?
I have nothing else to say.
Okay.
Talk to you soon.
See you guys next week.